Hi cuties, besties, and ghosties. This is Muertera. Welcome to my channel, Muertero. I am so excited to have you here today. I have not posted in a few months. I am alive and well. If you are a returning viewer, hello, I've missed you so much. If you are new, welcome to the channel. I have found a new job finally and took a little bit of time to just hang out, get ready for it, and start my job and get my life back together. So I am feeling pretty rejuvenated and ready to get back into it, and I'm very excited. So in the spirit of returning, we are going to be asking today, who is coming back into your life and how are they coming back into your life? The good, the bad, the ugly. Hopefully the good. And because I'm filming this at the end of the readings, I'm going to say the good. Today we're also going to be bringing out a little plate of candy and cookies for the muertos, as a thank you to the spirits who walk with us, who guide us throughout our lives. Let's give them some space right now. Give them thanks. And thank you, muertos, for all of your messages to, my spirits who walk with me and everyone who is watching right now. So let's dig into the reading outline. We are going to be asking, first and foremost, who is this person? The first section of the reading will be kind of serve as an energy check. We'll pull a few cards for who they are and kind of the bond that you had in your connection. And then on the left, we will be asking the energy that they showed up in, in the past when you knew them. And to the right, we'll ask how they're coming back and who they are as they're coming back. Check, in that first part of the reading, if it feels like a person who, has come and gone out of your life or somebody you think who may be coming back in. As a gentle reminder, if something doesn't resonate, you do not have to take all the messages. This is a general reading, so just a reminder for that. If it doesn't feel like your person, the vibes are off in that pile for you, then definitely click over to a different one or check out a different reading on the channel. I have a ton of stuff up there, and this is all about having fun. So I hope y'all are having fun. And then in between our readings, I'll play a singing bowl. So definitely stick around if you want to do that. I'll walk through all of these decks. Otherwise, you can click down in the description to the timestamps, and I will see you in your reading. Okay, bye. Hi, friends. That was kind of a creepy little finger wave. What's up? I don't know. I'm in such a weird mood right now. Just happy to be back. So pile 1, we have the smoky crystal quartz point, and we have the skeleton tarot. This is the first time I'm using this deck as well as the middle deck. They're all skeleton themed decks today. Super into spooky season right now, but also I'm obsessed with skeletons, so it's a vibe. Second deck is Diary of a Skeleton Tarot. Definitely accidentally bought this, not realizing it was a mini. Very excited that it is tiny and cute. And at some point I might need a mini tarot card reading because this is adorable. And then we also have a Herkimer Diamond on the top, one of my faves. And our third and final deck, which I use a lot, the Santa Muerte Tarot. Also obsessed with this deck. It's just so stinking beautiful. All three of these decks really are. And then we have a quartz point as well. So these are our 3 decks, friends. Okay, friends, hopefully you've had time to pick a pile, so I will see you in your reading. Okay, bye. Hi, Pile Ones. If you chose this little quartz point and the skeleton tarot, then this is your reading. I'm going to be doing all live shuffling today. So I have not pre-shuffled your oracles. Just to kind of go over the spread again, I'm going to be asking about this person and who they are. We'll go in the middle. Who they were when they knew you before will be on the left, and then how they're returning and kind of presenting themselves back in your life will be on the right. Once we wrap up with that, we'll move on to tarot to ask a little bit more about their intentions and why they're coming back into your life. Just, as a heads up and a gentle reminder, if only take things that fit in this reading. If there's something that, doesn't feel in alignment with you, this is a general reading, remember that. So everything may not apply. So, take the things that resonate, leave the rest. And the first part will be a good kind of energy check. So if that's not feeling like your vibe, then we have 2 more piles. You can choose one of those or choose a different reading. Okay, let's get into it. So first we're going to start out with this person kind of on the whole, and I'm going to use a homemade deck for this. Okay. And this is more of an intuitive deck. This doesn't have really any imagery, and it's kind of just phrases that speak to me and kind of have some meaning. So Spirit, what can you tell me about Pile One's person? Okay, we have gentle heart. You cannot unring a bell, and fool's gold. I feel like this person, they've definitely made mistakes in the past. I think it's somebody who kind of like a little bit like trips all over themselves. I don't think that they have negative intentions, but I feel like they do have kind of an energy where they make choices not really understanding the ramifications of those choices, and that probably impacted your connection. Like they don't put 2 and 2 together to equal 4, and then kind of later in retrospect they realize that they were actually acting in like not the best interest of others or themselves. And I think they've been a little bit of a slow learner when it comes to that. And they do feel like they almost feel like they know they're kind of behind on the 8 ball in a lot of things. Like it kind of feels like socially they're kind of a little bit like awkward or just don't know how to hang. And it's something that they've really been working on within themselves. And also like this Fool's Gold card, I feel like they're starting to learn that the people around them don't always have the best intentions. And I think that's something that they've struggled with in the past where, maybe they've trusted the wrong people or kind of gone along with the group and realized that like they've gotten in over their heads, or there have been like a lot of unintended consequences for them that really don't align with who they are on the inside. Okay, so let's ask Spirit, what's the energy of this person in the past, the last time that they were in Pile One's life? I'm getting tingles all over right now, and I feel like this person's spirits are like, this is not them anymore. Which, thank goodness, love that message. But they kind of do want to emphasize that. So, Spirit, what can you tell me about this person previously? Okay, we have the Queen in reverse. This is interesting because, like, here, you have, I don't think this is an apple, but that's what it kind of looked like to me. Just grabbing it with the serpent. I feel like, there has been temptation for this person. Like, they've put people or things up on a pedestal, not really realizing that they were like pursuing things or people. Like for some of you, I feel like maybe this person was like chasing after a different partner and kind of overlooked you or burned you. And I think they've realized that like all that glitters is not gold. Like this person was not good. They were like a wolf in sheep's clothing, and they just like could not see that. And I think part of that is just, it's not in their nature to think that people are like duplicitous or have ulterior motives in mind. And I feel like this person has learned from getting burned. Like they may have burned you, but like they got burned 10 times as bad. Okay, and who they are now. We have the orphan and the cave. And this person may have like come out of a time of introspection. I feel like, you know, with this orphan, especially the way it's kind of like out, like the hand is outstretched. And then we have the cave, and there's like two kind of hands coming together. They're actually very similar cards when you look at them. And then we have the snake again. I feel like this person is coming out of a time when they really like had to face a lot of these issues. And I think they feel like pretty fearful about coming back, especially around you, like whether you're going to be there and like reach out a hand and accept this, or whether you've just moved on. Because this like energy of whatever this reverse queen was, this energy is still surrounding them. And they understand that this still impacts your connection and impacts the way that you view them. And they want to come out of the cave into warmth, but they're not really sure if they're going to be met with warmth. And I think this person realizes like they don't have a right to demand anything from anybody. Like they've made their choices. I feel like this person, when it comes to kind of emotions and having empathy, I think this person really is able to have a lot of empathy and does have a lot of empathy for other people. And I think that's the core of why they've gotten burned. And I think they were a little bit blind that they weren't actually extending that empathy to everybody equally. Is there anything else? I want to pull one more card for each side. This kind of came out funky. I'm going to take that. Okay, we have dream travel in reverse. Yeah. This is just like emphasizing again, like what they were aiming for wasn't actually what they thought it was. And this person may have had a lot of dreams. I feel like the dreams are the way that they kind of process and get into their emotions. So, you know, if this person has told you about dreams, like in the past, that might be kind of an indication that this is your pile. Spirit, what kind of energy are they coming in with? Who are they now? Visions. Yeah, I think, you know, dreams and reality can kind of get blended for this person. And I think they're working really hard on grounding themselves and actually seeing what's truly there. Okay. Let's move on to tarot. If this feels like your pile, we're going to talk about their intentions and why they're coming back. If this did not resonate, this is your reminder. You have 2 other piles to choose from. Feel free to pick another pile, different reading, if this wasn't sounding like your person or sounding like your situation. Okay, Spirit, what can you tell me about the intentions of this person and why they're coming back in? Ooh, okay, there's a lot. So we have the World in reverse. And is this the Ace of Pentacles? We have the 6 of Wands, the 6 of Canes. 2 more. Death in reverse. Oh no, that's the Hermit. This is the first time I've used this deck. I'm kind of obsessed with it though. I love how like sketchy it is. I don't know if you can see all these details, but there's kind of like blue sketches under the final sketch, and I just love that. I think it has so much like detail and kind of movement, even though the cards are relatively simple sketches. I just love it. Oh, look at this little baby. Okay, this is something that just like popped out, but it's like this little baby skeleton back here. I feel like this person, you know, they're going to come back in being proud of the changes that they've made, but they also do have this fear, like they still feel kind of like a little kid in a lot of ways. Like they don't understand kind of the like intricacies of people and how they interact and how, you know, they're just not the same people that they present themselves to be. I think this person is very naive in that way, and I think that's something that they appreciate about you, is that you're not like that. Like, what you see is pretty much what you get. And I think that's a relatively rare quality for people in general, but this person is really realizing how truly unique that is. And that most people, you know, they have ulterior motives, or they are not who they present themselves to be. We have Strength in reverse. Yeah, there seems to be like a lot of like trepidation or hesitation here. The Four of Swords in reverse. Especially over here, I see this as a lot of hesitation for them to even kind of reach out and come forward. They're not really sure if there is even kind of a place for them to come home to. And, you know, this pile, I feel like it could be kind of like mostly one of two things. Like this could have been a love situation, but this also has really strong feelings of friendship. Like, I think that at the core of it, you and this person were very good friends. And it doesn't matter if you dated them or if it was like a platonic friendship. Like, I feel like they chose a different group or a different person that seemed flashy and seemed fun. You know, like if it was friendships, like people who went on vacations and were like on yachts and had a fun Instagram. And, you know, maybe you weren't that flashy about your life, but you're extremely stable and fun and dynamic and kind of down to earth. And again, really like open and truthful. And I think this person just got like really swept up in this lifestyle or this promise of that lifestyle, and what this person could provide them that was more like material driven, that they didn't really realize that like you were everything. Like you're everything that should be like meaningful in life. We have the Hanged Man. Yeah, that's like the revelation piece. Judgment. Okay, that was a lot of cards. Let's take the top one and we'll kind of glance at these. So we have the Six of Cups in reverse. That's interesting too. I think you have 3 sixes in here. You know, sixes can talk about kind of like community and balance and give and take. And I feel like this person, like, they noticed that that was missing when you weren't there anymore. We have the Page of Cups in reverse, the Star, and we have Death. Yeah. I feel like this is kind of just like the overlying theme of this reading. And look how like discombobulated this Death card is. Like, this person for a while didn't know it was like up and down. And I think the situation has really like helped them to kind of look up the stars and realize what they want in their life. And that they have to be really careful about who they let in and who they offer this cup of love to, because there are a lot of people who will take advantage of that cup and not give anything back. So on the whole, like, I feel like this person is coming in nervous. Like, I get a lot of, like, nervous feelings. Like, I get trepidation. Although, like, we don't have the Fool card in here, I do feel like this person kind of feels like they stepped in it. Like, they feel very awkward about it. Definitely sheepish, and, like, they made a huge mistake. And for me, I mean, when somebody harms you, they can actually, like, understand that it's not just the intent that matters, but also the way that it impacted you. Because I feel like this person has hurt you in the past in ways that they didn't actually mean to, but now they understand, like, why their actions were hurtful, and that it doesn't matter that they didn't mean to hurt you, like, they did, and so they have to take accountability for that. And I think they have a much more worldly view of consequences and cause and effect for their actions. So all in all, I think this person is coming in with, you know, a gentle push for a new beginning, like hoping that there's an opportunity. I don't think that they're going to come outright and try to create one unless you show that that's what you want to. I feel like they want that, and they might send out some feelers, but they're not going to force you into it, because I think the way that they're feeling is like they don't have a leg to stand on. And so it's like really up to you what you want to do. Yeah. Well, this was a really beautiful reading. Thank you for hanging out and spending some time with me today. I hope this was really helpful. And if you enjoyed the reading, please like, comment, subscribe. That really helps me grow my channel. And I hope that I will see you in another reading soon. Okay, bye. Hi, Pile 2s. If you chose the Herkimer Diamond and this little baby Diary of a Skeleton Tarot, this is your reading. I'm so excited to work with this deck. I just got it. I actually had no idea that this was a little baby mini deck. It kind of surprised me when I opened up the box. But I don't have a travel deck, so I think this is it for me. So I'm going to do some live shuffling today. I have not pre-shuffled your oracles, just to kind of dig into the reading format in case you skipped the intro. We're going to be asking about the person who is coming back into your life. And in the middle, we'll ask some questions just in general about who they are. On the left will be how they were when they were in your life the last time. And then the right is how they're coming back. When we're done with that, then we'll move on to tarot and ask a little bit about their intentions and kind of, can you trust them? How are they going to be presenting themselves? One thing, just gentle reminder, this is a general reading. So if there are certain things that don't resonate, please leave those. Take things that resonate with you. There may be messages that don't kind of, correspond fully with you because it is a general reading. The first part will kind of act as a energy check. So if that doesn't sound like your person or the person who's on your mind or somebody that could be coming back into your life, then definitely choose another pile. We have the first one and haven't filmed the third, so don't know how that went yet. But there are 2 other piles for you to look at, and I do have other readings on the channel as well. So let's get into it. So Spirit, what can you tell me about this person? We have salt. I'm going to leave that in at reverse. I feel like this person feels like they've definitely got like don't want to say salt in excess because I don't think it's like necessarily all situations, but this person has like a very specific brand of humor. Like they feel like just like, you know, that's the friend that like you could just like look across the room at and you don't even have to say anything. You just like lock eyes and you just both know exactly what you're thinking. This person has some opinions. Okay, let's take this one, Venus energy, and then this is too many. Okay, that was a lot as well. But the top one is dust in the wind in reverse. This is interesting. Normally I don't take reversals with this deck. But these cards, like we have Venus, Mars, we have kind of like different like archetypal energy types. And I have a side for balanced and a side for unbalanced in all of them. It's very interesting that like this person's Venusian energy is showing upright, but then they also have like this like underlying current of salt and dust in the wind. Like I feel like this person, again, like their humor is really like coming out right now. And that's probably something that you've noticed or like bonded with them over. I feel like that is kind of like a central theme in whatever type of relationship that you have. Like this person, like I feel like they just have like this like dry, salty sense of humor. And that is kind of like the driving force that like connected you and kind of kept you together like in each other's sphere. It's something that you're really bonded over. Okay, Spirit, let's ask about how they presented themselves in this connection in pre-times. The comic! Okay, well. I'm telling you, this person is coming through as a funny, funny dude or lady. Okay, on the right. How are they coming back in? The shadow in reverse. You know, this person might be coming in, like, back in after a hard time. Dust in the Wind, for me, is also kind of a little bit of a ghosting card. You know, like, all we are is dust in the wind. Like, they may have just kind of, like, disappeared and not really explained fully why, or why they needed to. It also feels like this person, they are a very funny person. They also feel like they have the tendency to cover up what is actually going on in their life with humor. Like maybe, you know, every time you ask them like, oh, how's it going? They just like have some like quippy joke and they never actually get into how they are. That kind of feels like a little bit of the vibe here. Okay, Muertos, pre-times. We have number 5, fear that the light will bring judgment. Yep, that's exactly it. Like, this person doesn't talk about their problems. I think that they feel like maybe people will judge them or not think that they're like actual problems. And so it's easier for them to just make that quip and kind of move on as opposed to really like digging deep. Whoa, okay. Well, I was going to ask about the next side, but we got some opinions. So we have service and what is hidden will be revealed. Yeah. So I feel like this person is, you know, they're working through those fears and actually being able to talk about what's going on with them. With the service card, it feels like, and it's also number 22, it feels like they are in a place where they really feel like they not only need to ask for help, but can ask for help. just kind of in general. And this reading is about your relationship. So, and it's interesting that the first pile felt like it could have been a romantic situation, but then it also could have been friendship. This one feels very similar. Like this could have been somebody that you were interested in, or maybe like casually dated. This person, because of their inability to kind of like access their deeper feelings and really dive into how they're doing and be honest, I feel like that probably has held them back from actually going deeper and having really meaningful connections. And it feels like this person is wanting to be seen. I think they've really started tackling kind of their shadow elements and realized that the only person that's holding them back is themselves. And their key to being seen is like really for them to reach out a hand and ask for help. And I think that's the energy that they're going to be coming back with you. So whether this is a friend, whether this is somebody that you dated, I think you're going to be seeing a much more balanced view of them. And they might start answering questions more honestly, which might be surprising at first, honestly. I feel like this willingness to go deeper is going to be surprising for a lot of people in their life. Not just like you, right? Like, I feel like this is them truly trying to identify what is holding them back in life and realizing that this is it and it's been them all along. Okay. I kind of lost this deck. I was looking for it. It's so small and I have so many over there. Okay. Spirit, what can you tell me about this person's intentions and how they are coming back in for Palo 2? Okay, we have the Three of Wands in reverse. Oh no, that's the Five of Wands in reverse. The Four of Pentacles in reverse. And the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Whoop, that was a lot. Okay. I'm going to take the Four of Cups and I'm going to kind of, because that one caught my eye. Okay, this person is still like knee deep in battling their demons. And I think their intentions feel a little bit muddled by that fact. They still have this like pretty defensive energy around them. So, this is going to be kind of on a range depending on your situation and who this person is. But, even their comic style feels like a little bit of a prickly pear. And this is something that they're working on. I feel like they realize that they have this like protective energy around themselves. And their quickness to maybe anger or to make a quip or kind of self-protect. Depending on how this person like behaves and reacts, they could also kind of make mean jokes and like pass them off as jokes, but really it's them being frustrated about something. These are all behaviors that are limiting them. And I think that they're having a hard time really processing that and forgiving themselves for it. Like, I think they have an idea of where they want to go and they really want to change their life. I mean, the final card in this spread is the Three of Wands. Like, they want to move to something different. They want to come in differently. their ability to actually execute on that fully is going to be limited until they can fully work through these energies. And it's going to take time. And I think, honestly, they're kind of frustrated that it's not just a quick fix. They're like, okay, well, I've been searching for what I need, and now I know what it is. But, like, I feel so weighed down about my behavior in the past and how I've shown up, that it's really limiting me in the ability to, like, change my life and really take the first few steps forward. So in this case in particular, I think with this person, their intentions are going to be good on their way back in. I think they really want to heal the past. I think they want to get on better footing with you. I feel like you're kind of this, like, cup that's just been, like, left hanging because of their actions and their stubbornness. Like, honestly, they feel really stubborn too. I just heard recalcitrant. If anybody knows some really good vocab words, there's one for you. And I feel like they're kind of just, like, in a little bit of a grumpy mood. So I don't think that their good intentions are necessarily going to be, like, the first vibe you get from them the next time you see them, or when they pop back up. It's kind of like this note that's kind of simmering in the background. Like, they're still working out the kinks in this way, this new way that they want to live. So definitely keep it with a grain of salt. Like, protect yourself. You have free will. This person may want to come back in, but honestly, you might say, hey, I'm not ready for this yet. Or, like, I think you have a little bit more work to do. And while they might be grumpy about it, I feel like they will understand, because they're also holding a lot of guilt and shame and heaviness about the past. So they're aware. Yeah, let me grab some advice for you when you're dealing with this person. Muertos, what's your advice for my beautiful Palo twos? New moon, fresh start, and new beginnings. We need a vanity crystal. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, this person's looking for a new start. You know, you get to pick when that is, and how much work you think they need to, like, have really gone through. Not like I feel like that's a weird way to put it, but you get to decide, like, how much time passes in between that, and when you're ready and when you feel safe enough to have them in. And Freya, you are worthy. You are loved. Yeah. I think this is something that you may be working through as well. I think this person is definitely dealing with some self-love issues, and issues of self-worth. This may be something that is, you know, mirrored in your connection. And if this is a person that you set boundaries with, was like, hey, this is not going to work for me if you still behave like this. Like, I think this is your muertos just saying, like, yes, like, you deserve this. Like, you don't have to let somebody back in unless you feel like they are going to treat you well. They might be ready, but if you're not ready, that's totally okay, and you get to make that decision. So yeah, that's all that I have for you today. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. This was really fun. I hope this was helpful. If you really enjoyed the reading or resonated with it, please like, comment, subscribe. That really helps me grow my channel. Above all, keep your little heart safe, and I will see you in another reading. Okay, bye. Hi, Pile 3s. If you chose this little quartz point and the Santa Muerte Tarot, this is your reading. So let's chat a little bit about the reading setup, just in case you skipped the intro. In the middle, we're just going to ask, who is this person? The left will be who they were when they were in your life last time. And the right is how they are coming, well, who they are now as they kind of are coming back into your life. The first section is a good kind of energy check to see if this is a person who you think could be coming back in. So if everything's feeling good and you're feeling like this is your pile, we're going to move on to a tarot section. We'll ask about intentions and kind of how more in detail about how they're showing up. Just as a gentle reminder, this is a collective reading. So if something doesn't resonate, doesn't feel right for you, please don't feel like you have to take every single message in the pile. There could be messages that are meant for other people, just like there could be messages that are just meant for you. So definitely something to keep in mind. Don't let anything in this reading take from you. And if it is not feeling like your vibe, then there are 2 different piles, and I also have other readings on the channel that you can check out, and would love to see you over there as well. So let's get into it. We're going to start out, I'm going to just live shuffle through everything today. I haven't pre-shuffled oracles. So we're going to start with a handwritten deck that I have. It's just kind of like little quippy sayings. And just ask about your person and who they are. So, I feel like just that one. Okay, so we have a screen door on a submarine. And Marcos, can you tell me about pile 3's person? We have cemetery and cup of tea. This is what I'm going to take from there. This person feels like they're almost like at home in the macabre. And it's somebody who I feel like there's a like a feeling of reinvention with this person. But no matter what version of this person you see at any given time, like they're always comfortable. It's kind of like when you have a childhood friend and you haven't seen them in like 3 or 4 years, and you meet up with them and they just feel like home again. And they feel very comfortable. Like there's been no time that's passed. That's something that I feel like you two share with each other. And through this process of reinvention and of life, like coming in and kind of like washing away your old self, you always come to the table in this way where you can really like bond and realign. So this could be a person who you've known for a very long time. It could be like a childhood best friend, childhood love. I think across this entire reading, every pile has felt like it could either be a love situation or a friendship situation, like cousins or family too. I'm looking at this screen door in a submarine. It's like, I think I was looking up like funny ways to like, I guess this is kind of mean, but like to call people dumb. Like, and I didn't mean it to be mean, but it's like, when one of your friends does something, out of common sense, I guess, or like something that is non-commonsensical, and you just tell them like, oh, at least you're pretty. It's kind of like one of those, like, who would put a screen door in a submarine? But for here, I feel like that's just, sometimes life comes in with just this like rush of water and just sweeps out like your feet from under you and just fundamentally changes you. And I feel like you and this person have seen each other through like multiple stages and, multiple like you get knocked down 9 times, you get up 10, like there's just this kind of like reinventive energy in here. Very cool. And this person might have like a little bit of like a gothic style almost, or like kind of like old world. Like I really do see them just like kicking it in a cemetery, being fine, just like sipping a little bit of tea. Okay, Spirit. What can you tell me about Pile 3's person and how they showed up in before times? Okay, we have the Maiden. And something that I didn't mention, but what I was feeling too is like very in touch with their feminine energy, I think, for this person. There's kind of just like a cuteness about them. I don't know. Okay, and how they're showing up. Anima Mundi. Okay, well, here we go. Ungrateful daughter and earthly mother. Interesting. So I wonder if any of you are actually asking about a daughter, because I mean that would fit pretty well with this whole theme of kind of like seeing a person through their life as they're reinventing themselves. And we also have the Maiden. So yeah, and I'm getting like a little bit of like just a more like worldly energy from this person. As they change, like the next time that you see them, they're going to have like a bit different of a perspective on life. And the Anima Mundi card is really talking about just kind of like the multi-dimensional aspects of the universe. It's like everything all at once. And I feel like this person has gone from kind of like a naive or sheltered or kind of one-dimensional view of the world, like not really understanding either power or authority or kind of how things work, to really like being more curious about other people's experiences and trying to figure out like through other people and through what other people have seen, what also works for them. When I put the Oracle deck on the side, Witch's Hat also popped out. Oh, and she also needs a little vanity crystal. We'll give her a bento. I think this person is really coming into their own, and when I was kind of like feeling their personality, I feel like expression is really important to them. This talks about expressing yourself, sharing your gifts with the world. I feel like they're settling into like who they are in terms of like what is their personal style, how do they dress, how do they want to decorate their apartment. Like it feels like this transition kind of from really like looking at those who came before to figuring out how to like cultivate their own self-expression and their own special imprint of how they walk through the world. And this may be a person where, like, I do feel like you definitely have butted heads with this person before, and had kind of opposing views on some things. I think this inability for this person to see the multidimensional world and to see that there's many different experiences, many different lived experiences, many different ways of being that are all right and okay. Like, I feel like this person was very like almost constrained before in their understanding of the world. And that has been kind of busted wide open. And I think that's going to give you both a lot to talk about and so many more ways to engage and bond and kind of create experiences together. Because I feel like this person in some ways like just, I don't want to say like had limited views, but didn't have the depth and the breadth of experience that you've had. Like, and it feels like, I'm just going to like illustrate this example, but like, you both grew up in a very small town, and like your point of reference to the world was that town. And then you moved to college in a different state, and all of a sudden your frame of reference is this small town and another state. And then you traveled to Europe, and then you like went backpacking through South America. And it's like you've seen all of these different ways of living, and not just kind of one note. Like you've seen many different things. And this person, I think the way that their world expanded was just a little bit slower, and like it just took longer. And so I feel like in some ways, like as you like came together, you know, like you have a lot in common, it's very comfortable, but you may have clashed a little bit in the way that you view things, you know, especially with a lot of things that have been going on in the world in the last few years. And I think this person, like, again, we see this kind of like wave thing coming in here, and there was that like water metaphor before. I feel like this person is kind of graduating to the next level and seeing things differently, from a more balanced and mature perspective. Yeah, and just like really like charting their own path in the world. It's really cool energy, actually. I'm kind of digging it. So if this sounds like a person who could be coming back, then let's move on to tarot. If not, this is your time to go choose another pile if you choose. Okay. Let's get our Santa Muerte Tarot. Oh, I got the King of Pentacles. Ah! Oh my gosh. I was just about to say, like, I feel like this person has just like a trove of things to tell you, and then all the cards just like jumped out at once. So I really do feel like this person like really wants to share with you, like, look what I've discovered. Look who I am now. Like, I had no idea that life was so beautiful and so rich, and there were so many things out here, and oh my gosh, like, you told me about these things, but I had no idea that they actually existed, and isn't this so freaking cool? Like, I feel like that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting from this person. Very, very chatty. Okay, Muertas, what can you tell me about how this person, like, their intentions of coming back in? Okay, we have the Page of Wands in reverse. And we have, is that the Three of Pentacles? The King of Cups. And what is this? The Nine of Swords? No, that's the Six of Swords. These cards, the nines and sixes, they're just, I can never tell just by reading the number. Okay. I feel like to a certain extent, this person has had to, like, almost chart their own path in some ways. Like, I'm looking at this Three of Pentacles, and this flower is kind of coming up, but it's kind of looking wilty. It just feels like this person has taken some time to grow, and really has kind of taken their own way and taken the slow path. And it feels more like they've kind of like taken those slow steps, as opposed to having life kind of like rush them along. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it's kind of a hard feeling to describe, but it's almost like they've just like been taking one step in front of another, one step in front of the other. And they're very used to like a very slow moving, gradual kind of like way to navigate life, and all of a sudden, like, it's just like this kind of rush has come through, and I feel like they're just like, oh my god, look at life, is so beautiful. Like, this King of Cups is just like chugging what's ever in that glass. I don't know, like, that's kind of the overall vibe I'm getting from it. Down here we have the Two of Pentacles, which I am obsessed with this card. I think it's so beautiful, but we have a butterfly here, and we have, you know, these two skeletons, and, you know, whether this is platonic or romantic reading, I think this person just really, adores the experiences that you've had together, and the way that you just kind of fit together, and the way that you have transformed and have changed. And, we're definitely not the two kids, because this does seem like a very long-standing relationship, regardless of what shape that takes. They really appreciate that you've been there for them through all of these changes. We have the Hanged Man, the Devil in reverse, which is kind of lending to that King of Cups, just chugging life. They're so stoked on it. It might be a little bit of an underlying addictive quality there right now. Although it doesn't feel like that's kind of a overall theme for this person. I think it's just in this moment, they almost can't get enough of this new knowledge or of this new understanding of themselves. And then we also have the Four of Swords here as well. So yeah, a lot of this feels like it is kind of mental energy, and within their external worlds may not be changing as rapidly as they are changing on the inside. And I feel for them, that's okay. They do feel they feel almost like the type of person that is okay, well, I'm going to go to school, and then I'm going to get married, and then I'm going to have kids. It's just very traditional, not super fast paced. They're not the type of person who's going to go, be a consultant for 10 years and work 18-hour days, or be an attorney and do that, They seem just much more relaxed and relaxed might be not the right word for that. I think that's very not the right word, actually. They feel a little type A in some ways, I'm not gonna lie. And I think that type A-ness is softening in a way. Because I think for a while that was very restrictive for the way that they viewed the world. Taking that example of kind of getting a job, getting married, raising children, they feel for a while they thought that was the best way to go and kind of the only way to go, and why would anybody choose something different? But that is a perspective that they're really taking a look at again and realizing oh no, there's a lot more out there, and there are a lot more ways to be happy than I actually realized. And also that feels very freeing for them too. I think that realization has allowed them to really take a look at what they're doing in their life and start discerning am I just doing this because this is the cookie cutter vision that people showed me, and I just have been going to fit the mold? And sometimes, and I think a lot of times actually, that works for this person. Other times I don't think it does, and I think they're starting to really become their own person in that way. Yeah, it's really cool energy. I really like this pile. I think this person has been frustrating for you to deal with at times, definitely. You could be sisters with this person too. I get mad sister vibes from this as well. But there's a lot of love here, and just a lot of appreciation for what you share and the uniqueness that both of you bring to the table. And I think that's something that's going to be emphasized as this person and you reconnect. And I think they're going to make it known, I love you for who you are. I appreciate you for who you are. I think there probably was some judgment going around in the past, and I think that's really going to be on its way out. So yeah, this is really beautiful. I hope this resonated. If it did, please comment, subscribe. That really helps me grow my channel. It was so amazing to have you here. Keep your little heart safe, and I hope I will see you in another reading soon. Bye!